Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call Ghost.
Oh, my God. For Christ's sake, it's Baller Friday for everybody who's tuning into the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me today. This is episode number 237 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And before we get into anything else, I'd like for everybody to please spread the word that we are live right now on the internet throughout the world. And I'd like for everybody to use those little buttons right next to the player right there. All kinds of little Facebook like buttons and little tweet buttons and little social media buttons. Use and abuse those buttons, baby, and spread it around like wildfire. That True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house, baby. Anyway, folks, there's a lot of things to get to today, folks. It's Baller Friday. If you're a true capitalist, I mean, you know that Fridays is always a reason to celebrate the weekend after doing whatever you have to do to obtain capital to make sure that your lifestyle is sustained for the long term. So right now, folks, I've got me a glass of Johnny Walker Blue Label. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and take a swig of this right here at the beginning of the broadcast, folks. And I want to say cheers to the capitalist army. I want to say cheers to the capitalists worldwide. Cheers to the workers and cheers to the taxpayers, baby. You understand? I mean, this is just the beginning. This is a capitalist revolution that's spreading worldwide, and I can feel the electricity coming through the fiber optically connected world that we call the internet, baby. Cheers to the capitalist army. Cheers to the capitalist. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, baby, Blue Label. I love it. I mean, I love it. All right, I'm sorry. Anyway, folks, before I get into anything else, I know that there's been folks that have been begging me to, do some market analysis, and I just want to reiterate once again, I know we used to do this all the time back in the old days of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, but I am dissuading anybody from actually partaking in trading equities. But I did say, and I have been saying for the past couple of weeks that I've been on the air for the past couple of weeks, I have been saying that people should entertain exchange-traded funds, ETF, as it relates to the price of oil going upward, folks. And if you've been keeping up with the markets, I mean, look at what's happening to Saudi Arabia. I mean, did the prognosticator of prognosticators strike again, baby? If you would have just entertained an oil ETF, even just yesterday, I think I was alluding to this, you would have been up at least, what is it, 5%, almost 4% today. You're probably even more for from last week to this week. Look, folks, it doesn't take a brain scientist to know that oil is going to go higher. We have a potential global conflict happening on many different fronts. I mean, you've got North Korea, launching off whatever it can make in its freaking firecracker factory and trying to rabble-rouse over there in Asia. You know, you've got the Chinese building some kind of a damn base in the middle of the China Sea, you know, trying to take ownership of it. You've, of course, got the unfortunate destabilization of the Middle East and the rise of ISIS, which, you know, has a lot to do with NATO training and arming these pieces of trash, as well as the current administration that's in power today in America. You've got Saudi Arabia wanting to enter the theater of world global conflict by, sending in its troops into Somalia. All right? I mean, I could go on and on. I mean, now, this is a lot of global conflicts. So when you have conflicts of this nature, there's going to be tanks, there's going to be airplanes, there's going to be, Humvees, all kinds of different machinery that needs oil, that needs gasoline. And, I mean, I knew for a fact, I mean, I got in on an ETF on oil when the damn thing was $29 a barrel, when the damn barrel was worth more than the damn petroleum in it. All right? I'm telling you this, folks. I mean, if you want to ride something for the long term, and when I say the long term, I'm thinking the next year, possibly 2 years. Hold on to an exchange-traded fund that corresponds with oil's increase in price. I mean, I've been calling for this ever since I got back on the broadcast. And if you take a look at the chart for the past 2 weeks, it's been doing pretty good. All right, I mean, it's been doing pretty well. So once again, folks, I discourage people from getting into the equities market, folks. It's not a matter of if, it's when the damn thing's going to crash. As I've stated, this is a rigged game in the market, folks. And I'm not just talking about the stock market. I'm also talking about the commodities market, the CME, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. I mean, I can't reiterate this enough, that they are fixing the gold price. Every time gold attempts to rise in value, you have the CME group trying to reestablish new margin requirements, which, you know, requires the investors to sell off to meet margin call. Now, I don't want to get into the whole technicality of margins. I've alluded to that many times before, but that's what's artificially bringing down the cost of gold. And the reason that they want a low cost of gold, folks, because it gives investors the idea, the false notion that the goddamn dollar is actually worth something. You know, everybody coincides currency value as it relates to gold. Gold is like a good test on the value of a certain currency. But when you've got the government and you've got the private stock market and commodities exchanges married together in the same tree together, KISSING together, for Christ's sake, they're able to manipulate these gold prices so that they can make the currency of America, the American dollar, make it seem in an illusionary type fashion that the dollar is actually worth something. Because I'm telling you this right now, we have printed so much money. And the reason we've printed up so much money is because look at our freaking government. I mean, look at the recent omnibus bill. As a matter of fact, I called the omnibus bill when I did that YouTube video, I think back in November. This was before the whole damn omnibus bill even came into play and was even passed. But I'm telling you, I knew they were going to pass it because this is a one-party system. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and lead right into the political stuff. But this is a one-party system, folks. I mean, you got Paul Ryan, and we're going to talk about his attempt at trying to be some totalitarian and stealing the nomination so that he can be the presidential nominee at the GOP convention. We'll talk about that later. He's supposed to be the Speaker of the House, which is probably one of the highest rankings that you can have, or is next to the executive branch. And this man, a supposed fiscal conservative, you know, that's one thing that Paul Ryan likes to tout himself as a fiscal conservative. He gave Barack Obama and the left a goddamn free blank check with the omnibus bill, folks. I mean, it increased our freaking debt by like $3+ trillion in a matter of one freaking bill, 1 year, for Christ's sake. And in this omnibus bill that Paul Ryan and the Republicans had no problem passing here several months back, I mean, there's funding to bring in these Syrian refugees and, you know, be able to give them free, you know, public housing and, you know, give them new Social Security numbers. I mean, it's in the bill. All right. I mean, money for sanctuary cities who happen to be giving sanctuary to illegal immigrants. All right, this was in the omnibus bill, folks, and that's why I'm telling you. That's why Donald Trump's election is so vital to the continuity of our country. You have to understand, folks, there is no Republican Democrat. I mean, that's why I threw down the conservative title years ago when I saw and I said this, you can look back in the archive, folks, at blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. You can download every one of my episodes that I've ever done since 2008 for free. But back in 2008, when I saw that they nominated John Turncoat McCain and goddamn Sarah Eskimo Bimbo Palin, I knew that the fix was in that Republican Party. And I even called it back then that Republican convention, that GOP convention in 2008, was a liberal coronation of the complete and utter takeover of the Republican Party. And everybody thought I was nuts back then. Everybody thought I was a lunatic. As a matter of fact, fellow conservatives, fellow Republicans were out here trying to bash me like I was some sort of a crazy man because I was stating the goddamn truth. And by God, I'm glad that those episodes are documented because I said it. And I'm telling you right now, folks, we have not had a opposition to the left idea, to the leftist politic, since pre-2008. And even pre-2008, it wasn't that much great of a fiscal conservative policy or any kind of remnants of what used to be conservative. So what I'm saying here is, folks, is that Donald Trump is the revolution. And when I'm talking about a revolution, I'm not just talking about the capitalist revolution that the capitalist army is feeling, but it is a political revolution. He is basically turning the establishment into the totalitarians they always were. I mean, he's just, make sure that these people are showing their true totalitarian disgust. They're disgusting pussies right out in the open, for Christ's sake. I mean, they're telling us our vote doesn't count. I mean, I don't say this every day, folks. I know people are probably pissed about me saying it. They're like, I know, Ghost, you keep saying that. They keep telling us our vote doesn't count. What do? We got to rise up, for Christ's sake, man. We just can't sit here and let these disgusting, filthy bureaucrats think that they can negate our vote. I mean, that's the foundation of our country. I mean, that's the whole reason why we sent troops to die at war, supposedly democratizing countries, right? We were bringing democracy. We were bringing freedom when we in America didn't have it ourselves. It's obvious, for Christ's sake. They're showing us, all right, not only on the Republican side, but on the Democratic side. They're showing us, for Christ's sake, that our vote doesn't count, that we are nothing, that, this bureaucratic system of politics is its own class, and it doesn't want to let anybody who's not a part of this little system into it. And it's a disgrace. That's why I'm standing with Donald Trump until the end, folks. And even if you're against Trump, even if you don't like the system, I mean, if you're an anti-establishment person, by God, you should just be for Trump based on that premise, based on the fact that not only does the Republican and Democratic political establishments hate this man, you've got Obama coming out with his jive turkey ass trying to claim that he's not qualified to be president. You've got the Chinese threatening us that we better not elect Trump, for Christ's sake. You've got the Pope, this hypocritical leftist piece of trash Pope, out here trying to say that Donald Trump's not godly and saying all kinds of other nonsense, for Christ's sake. You got Mexico cursing at Donald Trump. We're not going to pay for this effing wall. I mean, look at everybody turning against Trump, for Christ's sake. I mean, just on that basis, you people should be, with a little bit of enthusiasm and a little bit of optimism that'll force you to basically swallow whatever you have in opposition of the man and actually go out and support this anti-establishment candidate. I mean, by God, if you're anti-establishment, why are you not for Trump, man? I mean, he's got the entire, not just the national establishment, the global establishment shaking in their ball sacks. I'm not kidding around, folks. And let me tell you, they are attempting to steal the nomination, for Christ's sake. I am not kidding. If Donald Trump does not win New York State by over 60%, the fix is freaking in, all right? I'm not kidding around. The fix is freaking in. And I'm sick of it, for Christ's sake. I'm sick of these stupid Republican, old prostate-infected losers that think that they can thumb their noses at us and laugh at it. They're laughing at us, thinking that, oh, they think their vote actually counts. How cute. Oh, not knowing that we can change the rules at any time. We can do whatever we want. We can nominate who we want. As a matter of fact, we want to nominate a fruity-ass little piece of garbage by the name of Paul Ryan out of Janesville, Wisconsin. Pathetic, folks. I mean, doesn't this make you angry? I mean, am I the only one this upset? Is there anybody else on the Trump train that is upset as I, that can feel the passion, that can feel the fury? Because, God damn it, for Christ's sake, I cannot believe that these pieces of political trash are trying to tell us that our vote doesn't count. Jesus Christ, folks. This is America. I mean, look, I better calm down, all right? I'm sorry. I know that a lot of the times when I get up on here, I get passionate, you know, I get real angry, and, you know, people sometimes get a little turned off by that, and they're like, oh, I don't want to hear all this doom and gloom, Ghost. I mean, can't you just be a little more optimistic and give us some happy thoughts? No, because I'm a realist, jerk off, all right? Jesus Christ! Let me get some more Johnny Walker Blue Label, for Christ's sake. I'm a little bit high strung on this Baller Friday, all right, but rightfully so, for Christ's sake. These pieces of totalitarian crap are trying to say that our vote doesn't count. What the hell have we been fighting wars for? Why are we sending veterans to be maimed and dismembered in the name of freedom when we don't have freedom? I'd like one of these Republican freaking bureaucrats, I'd like one of these Democratic bureaucrats to answer that question. And I guarantee you, not one of them will. It's pathetic, man. It's freaking pathetic. That's why I'm saying, folks, if you're an anti-establishment person, if you go against the grain, if you don't like the status quo, well, then, by God, why don't you just go for Trump, even if you have to hold your nose for some of the things that you disagree with him on? Regardless, he is the last stand America has. Everybody is turning against him. His own party is trying to fix the votes so that he is not the nominee. I mean, this is serious business. I mean, doesn't anybody understand how serious this is? Jesus Christ. And then you got Ted Cruz and Kasich over here, John Kasich. They're keeping the dream alive. I don't know what they think. If you want my personal opinion, as I alluded to, I think John Kasich is in the race because he thinks he's so goddamn establishment connected that if there happens to be a Paul Ryan that usurps the nomination, or if there even happens to be a Trump, I honestly believe that this idiot, if he stays in, I mean, he'll broker himself into the vice presidential candidacy. I am not kidding around. This is what this stupid idiot Kasich actually believes. He actually believes that he's going to be able to broker himself into a vice presidential candidacy. I kid you not. Even with Trump, even if Donald Trump is nominated, this idiot actually believes he'll be able to broker himself into the vice presidency. I'm not kidding. Now, why is Cruz still in the race? Even after all the, sex, lies, and, prostitutes, you know what I'm saying? Why is he still in the race? Well, let's be honest, all right? He's a ringer himself. The inside Republican circles have all stated that they don't like this man personally. He's just being backed up at the present time so that they can prevent Donald Trump from getting the 1237 necessary so that he can become the nominee. That's why Cruz is there. That's why Kasich's there. All right, but Kasich actually believes he can broker something. In my personal opinion, I think that Ted Cruz is still in the race because I don't think he wants to broker himself into some sort of vice presidential candidate, nor do I think or I believe he thinks that he's going to win the presidency. What he is doing, he's trying to make himself so politically relevant so that maybe one of these 4 or 5 Supreme Court justices that are going to be stepping down here in the next 4 years because of old age, he may be one of those top candidates to go in and replace one of those lifetime Supreme Court justice seats. All right? And that's what I'm saying, folks. I'm not joking. I mean, this is all politics. All right? I mean, you know, why? I mean, I just don't understand this disgusting, despicable political class. You know, Donald Trump has brought in a whole bunch of new voters that would have never, ever have voted for the Republican Party, right? I mean, all kinds of new people. Tens of thousands of people at every one of his rallies, for Christ's sake, have to turn thousands of people away. You don't see these types of rallies at Ted Cruz's events or John Kasich's events or even Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton's events. I mean, give me a break. If that doesn't translate into votes, then something is going wrong. Something is rotten in Denmark, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let me calm down. I know people are tweeting. They're like, look, I'm getting depressed, Ghost. I mean, calm down. Hey, this is what's happening. This is real. I mean, they're trying to steal our vote. They're trying to become a new communist party. Didn't I say this, folks? Jesus Christ. That's why I'm glad that every one of my broadcasts are freaking in the archive and documented, man. I said this was a communist takeover. I said this was a totalitarian takeover. I said these bureaucrats, deep down inside each and every one of their soulless, beady eyes, the end game was to take our soul. And that's what they're freaking doing. That's what they want. They want to control each and every one of us like we're a pathetic science experiment. It's pathetic. These people are totalitarian freaks. If I quote the words of Andrew Breitbart, rest in peace. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let me go ahead and take a swig of this. Anyway, folks, I want to hear from you. I mean, I want to hear some, I may get some prank calls. I mean, I know this is the internets and whatnot. But is there anybody not as pissed off as I am, for Christ's sake, that both these parties, and I'm not just talking about the Republican Party, I mean, the Republicans are actually trying to manipulate and puppeteer to bamboozle enough of the Republican Party to believe that, oh, well, it's okay. I mean, it's a part of the rules, right? I mean, you know, oh, well, you didn't get the 1237. Well, you know, I guess we go ahead and put Paul Ryan. But they're not even attempting to do such a thing over there on the left. And moreover, folks, and I'm glad that other media people, I actually read some op-ed piece. I forgot where it was from. I read an op-ed piece that states that they don't believe Bernie Sanders is serious, you know? And I think they may have been listening to this broadcast because I've been calling out Bernie Sanders since I got on this broadcast once again, all right? The reason that I call out Bernie Sanders is because he's not making that much of a shit fit about all these delegates being taken from him, about him being left off the ballot, for Christ's sake. He's not really doing too much to prevent him from being stolen the nomination. You know, I mean, in my personal opinion, yesterday he did go swing right at Hillary Clinton's uterus by stating that, oh, yeah, Hillary Clinton, that woman is not qualified to be president. I'm Bernie Sanders, and I'm qualified to be president, even though I never had a job until I was 40 years old. And when I got a job, I made sure that the first job that I got was a bureaucrat signing people onto welfare because that's what I do. I'm Bernie Sanders. I want to give away other people's money to other people. You know, that's what I do. I'm a socialist. I mean, I'm serious. I mean, that's the only thing that I saw Bernie Sanders do in this whole campaign that actually gave a glimpse of him actually taking this damn campaign serious. I mean, for the most part, Bernie Sanders just likes having these rallies with a bunch of young people and hearing himself talk. All right, because I'm telling you, he's not taking the damn campaign as serious as the Trump train. You know, I mean, look at how serious we are. Look at how dedicated we are. Look at how many people we are. I mean, we're serious. This is our last stand. We believe in this man. All right, I mean, we're willing to do whatever it takes. I mean, you people over there on the Bernie Sanders side, y'all are just pussyfooting around, with all due respect, man. As a matter of fact, I just tweeted out of Portland State University. As a matter of fact, I got a lot of listeners out there at Portland State University. I'm sorry that you have been bombarded and infested with a bunch of leftist, inarticulate pieces of crap. But let me explain what happened. I tweeted a video in which there was a Trump meeting happening on campus there. And when these leftist, it looks like a lot of fatty bull dyke agitators caught wind of it, they decided to go and, make a ruckus and, scream inarticulate jargon and, trying to agitate, violence and so on and so forth. I mean, I don't see this type of activity happening to people that are organizing for crews. I don't see this type of hatred and organization as it relates to Kasich. So, when I look at Trump, I think that Trump is actually bringing people together. I mean, look at that. I mean, look at what he's doing. He's bringing the left together. I mean, he's a uniter. Look at this guy. Are you kidding me? I mean, these leftists, their lives are so insignificant and they're so inarticulate and they have no respect for themselves. Hence, that's why nobody has respect for them. They're a bunch of groupthink that, have to, basically give each other praises to basically socially jerk each other off. All right? I mean, I'm serious. There's no substance. I mean, if you saw the clip, I tweeted it. If you haven't followed me on Twitter, folks, by God, follow me on Twitter. The Twitter name to follow is Politics Ghost. All one word, no underscores, Politics Ghost. I mean, and here you had the people that I'm sure are True Capitalist Radio listeners. They were trying to be articulate. They were trying to tell these people, why are you doing this? What are you doing? And there's nothing they can do. I mean, they just screamed. They screamed inarticulate nonsense. And they said, yeah, if you motherfuckers say and you get another meeting out here, we're going to be here too. We're going to come back, baby. I mean, this is leftist agitation at its finest, man. And in my personal opinion, I think anybody who partook in that Portland State little stupid communist little takeover of the Trump meeting should have been put to sleep. All right? I mean, I'm serious. We don't need any more of these useless human beings anymore that are out here just basically doing nothing but causing a ruckus because their lives are so incompetent and insignificant that they know nothing else. And you see, that's the difference between us capitalists and the leftists. Us capitalists are independent people. We don't need groups. We have groups because we have a mutually vested interest, But we're not out here thinking groupthink. I mean, each and every capitalist that's listening to my voice is the master of their own lives. They're the master of their own domain. I mean, if they want to make their dreams come alive, they will utilize the means of capitalism in an attempt to generate as much revenue and material and assets as possible to attain whatever it is that's in their mind that equates success, that equates happiness, that equates contentment. You see, these leftists will never be content. These leftists will never be happy. These leftists will never be self-fulfilled because that's why they do what they do. I mean, do you mean to tell me if these leftists had a decent job or a decent if they were a part of something where they had responsibility and people actually counted on them to come to work every day and to make sure that, they were actually conducting business or conducting labor or whatever the case might be, you think they'd be out there screaming inarticulate jargon? Absolutely not. But you want to know something? The unfortunate byproduct of being a capitalist is that it's freedom. So the consequence of being free is that you have to learn yourself. All right? You have to learn the things necessary to master your life, to master your domain yourself. Because, you see, folks, nobody is going to teach you how to be wealthy. No one's going to teach you how to be a good person. No one's going to teach you how to be a good husband, a good wife. No one's going to teach you how to be a good father. No one's going to teach you how to be a good mother. No one's going to teach you these things except teaching yourself. And that's why you have to be self-aware at all times. You got to be cognizant. You got to be able to interpret reality, from a realist perspective, for Christ's sake. All right? I mean, I'm not kidding, man. I mean, that's the difference between capitalists and leftists. Leftists, I mean, they want to blame everybody for their unfortunate, pathetic loser lives. They want to blame everybody. They want to blame the society. They want to blame the cops. They want to blame their mama. They want to blame the school system. They want to blame everybody. And don't get me wrong, there's plenty of blame to go around. But when you have freedom, and you have the freedom to be able to say what you want to do, when you have the economic freedom to be able to, well, at least somewhat economic freedom to do what you want to do, well, then you still have the means necessary to crawl out of whatever hole that your soul is in. And I strongly advise people, if you're one of these leftists, if you're one of these people that are just feeling empty inside and you feel like there's nothing left for you, you feel like everything's impossible, you feel like you're incompetent, you're an idiot, you're an imbecile, well, by God, what are you doing? You already hit rock bottom. Why don't you rise up? Why don't you look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, wait a minute. I mean, what makes me any different from anybody else? Nothing makes you any different from anybody else except you and what you think and what you think is important and your knowledge and your intelligence and your ability to be able to comprehend knowledge and utilize it properly so that you can capitalize, so you can make your life better, happier, content. Like I said, these idiots ain't going to be content, folks. These freaking leftists, they'll never be content. Never. That's why many of them want to see death. Many of them have no problem talking about, oh, well, we got to put these capitalists into a concentration camp and murder them. I'm not kidding. Look it up. Look up Weather Underground, which was David Ayers. That was David Ayers' organization. Do a YouTube search about Weather Underground and about how a former member was basically describing how these groups, when they would get together, they would actually have discussions on how they were going to kill millions of people because they were capitalists. I'm not kidding. I mean, it's on YouTube. Look it up, Weather Underground, killing capitalists. Look it up. Jesus Christ. That's why I'm saying these leftists are dangerous. And let me tell you, the more violent that they get, I mean, what are we supposed to do? Just sit here and hold our hands behind our back? I don't think so. Anyway, folks, I want to hear from you. 516-453-9903 is the number to call, folks. We're talking about a lot of different subject matters. It's Baller Friday, baby. All right, we're talking a little bit about how the Trump train is keeping full steam ahead, and we've got the GOP establishment attempting to fix the election via rigging voting machines, stealing delegates, and we've got to stop them, folks. By God, we've got to stop them. All right, and once again, I'm calling on everybody, if you're not doing anything this summer, converge on Cleveland, converge on the GOP convention. My associate Roger Stone has already got the permits ready to go, so everybody who's out there protesting will be protesting within the law. All right, within the law. This is not an illegal protest. Moreover, I think Roger Stone is still in negotiations with some of the colleges in the area who are going to have free dorm space that they may potentially rent, since you got a whole bunch of hotels and all kinds of rentals that are basically astronomical, or they're all booked. All right, so once again, we need as many people in the Trump train to converge on Cleveland. Converge on Cleveland, baby. GOP convention. And show these delegates, if they don't oblige the people's will, they have to answer to the people. Anyway, let's take some calls here. 516-453-9903 is the number to call. 423 area code, you're on the air. What's up? Hello, 423 area code.
Hello, it's me, Mimi. How are you? I was actually listening, and I heard 423. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. How you doing, Mimi? You got what's on your mind? I know you're you're a pretty well astute person of the news. I know that you know a lot about what's going on. What's your 411 on what you what you're thinking. As a matter of fact, you're inside the party as well, so we'd like to hear your insight.
Okay, about the convention, I actually heard Roger Stone speak about it. There is going to be an itinerary, like you said, once they get the college dorms, for housing and whatnot. Which I'm going to camp. I think I think it'll be fun to camp, so I'm going to do that. But there will be an itinerary because you don't want to get up there and figure out, well, where are we going to be? What are we going to do? He will have an itinerary once he gets everything done. So that's a good thing.
I did hear a little bit about that. He is going to have speeches throughout the day. They're going to have rallies. They may be able to have certain events. There's going to be speakers. I mean, this is a legitimate protest. And, it's going to be the whole 4 days of the convention. And the reason is because we are trying to prohibit this GOP establishment from robbing our vote. I mean, it is that serious. I'm glad that you're going out there, Mimi. We need as many people as we possibly can to go out there. You're planning on camping. Where are you planning on camping? I mean, after the event, are you going to go outskirts, or are you going to try to maybe, take a page out of Occupy Wall Street, which I don't see why not. I mean, they let those scoundrels sit there for like 3 or 4 months. So I mean, it's just a 4-day event. So what's your 411 as it relates to the camping aspect?
Okay, the camping area, what I was looking at, is about 30 minutes away from the city. So either I will drive into the city or do an Uber or a Lyft, just whatever's economical, because I am sustainable, but I'm not rich, and I'm definitely not going to spend a month's worth of money just for 4 days. So,
I'm glad you said something about that, because I am actually considering, doing something to try to fundraise in an attempt to, if there's anybody in the capitalist army that's actually going to want to go down there, I was considering maybe trying. I don't know. This is preliminary, of course. This is just something that I've been thinking about. But selling something with the intention of gathering enough capital to send people that are serious about going down there and confronting the goddamn GOP from denying the people's vote. I'm considering here in the next week or two to try to, maybe sell something, do something to try to raise funds so that, people like yourself and other folks, maybe you all, maybe we could have a group of capitalist army people down there, and we could have our own capital. We could be feed these people. If there is camping grounds, maybe everybody can have a freaking tent or something of that nature. So I'm really serious about this. I'm glad you brought up the money aspect, because I think that there's enough people within the capitalist army that'd be willing to, just a $10 on some product or something to be able to raise funds so that I can send folks like yourself and other folks that want to go down there to the convention, just pay for it outright. And so y'all folks can have nothing to worry about other than going out there and making sure the damn GOP hears our voice, Exactly.
And also, there's the Fund Me. I mean, that's the crowdfunding is a big thing. I mean, that's what Occupy did. I mean, why can't we utilize crowdfunding to do something important, which, I don't need to, but I mean, I'll know these students and some of your listeners who may not have any funds right now to go, do a crowdfund, do a Fund Me. I mean, it's not, what we're doing it for is for actual good. It's there's no shame in that, go any way that you can. If you can camp, do a hotel, which would be just completely out of my budget, which I like to camp anyway, so if you can do that, do it. Crowdfund. There is ways to do it, but the thing is to do it soon, at least by the second week in May, because I'm just afraid everything's going to be full after that.
No, I completely agree there, Mimi, and I'm telling you, thank you very much for calling in and that insight. But I am serious when I say that I don't want to do any crowdfunding. I don't believe in that kind of stuff. But I mean, I don't hate on anybody who does. I know everybody has their own means of obtaining capital. But I'm considering maybe selling some sort of a widget or product or something that I could probably come up with on a consistent basis. And the sale of that particular product can help fund some of these people that actually want to go down there to Cleveland. I mean, yeah, and the capitalist army's presence must be there. I mean, it must be there, for Christ's sake. We have made our presence known through the digital world. We need to make our presence known in the real world, for Christ's sake. And I'm not joking. I'm not kidding around. I mean, I'm considering, give me a week or 2 weeks to figure out the logistics of all this stuff. All right, but if I can sell something, because I don't want to do no crowdfunding, all right, I just don't like that. I'm a capitalist, I'd rather sell a product or something. All right, but, the revenues from that, proceeds from that, we're going to go right to the capitalist army, sending capitalist army to the damn GOP convention. I'm excited. I'm glad Mimi called. I'm excited. So if you're interested in going, and I'm talking seriously interested, I'm not just talking about, oh, well, I don't know. I'm talking about people that are really serious about going to the GOP and converging and confronting these bureaucrats. Confronting these bureaucrats. And let me tell you, if you do want to go, I'm going to make sure that everybody's decked out in the same garb, too. All right, because, I mean, we got to represent, baby. It's a capitalist army, all right? It's the capitalist army. Anyway, folks, 516-453-9903 is the number to call, for Christ's sake. We're talking a little bit about Trump, Ted Cruz. We're talking about confronting the GOP at the convention this summer. We're trying to get as many people that are within the sound of my voice to go out there. If you're doing nothing else, go, for Christ's sake, go. Let's take another caller here, folks. That was actually a pretty good constructive caller. How about 614? What's up, man? You're on the horn.
Ghost, I'm here with info about the chalketing this weekend. I have tips to not get caught by these bureaucrats, the social justice warriors, if I can have this.
All right, no, go right ahead. Now, before you get into it, I want to let everybody know, because I'm telling you, we get more and more organic listeners every single day. We are coordinating a massive, it was going to be a nationwide, it seems like it's going to be a worldwide now, chalkening, all right, at any public building, at any public college institution, anything publicly funded. We are asking folks, to go and chalk Trump 2016 #CapitalistArmy, put it up that Sunday night, and come Monday morning, we want to see if we actually troll the media, baby. Because look at what the people, look at the kids at Portland State. I mean, they just had a meeting, and look at how triggered they were. Just imagine how triggered people are going to be throughout the freaking college campuses all over America and throughout the world when they see Trump 2016 and the #CapitalistArmy. So go ahead, tough guy. Let everybody know the 411. It was your idea. You're coordinating this. Go right ahead, sir.
Okay, wear dark clothing. You don't want to stick out. Scout out where you're going to chalk. I mean, for Christ's sakes, you don't want to go somewhere with a camera. Consider using spray-on chalk with a stencil. Do not use any fucking spray paint, because that's actual vandalism. If you're a college student, don't upload the pictures on campus, and don't upload the pictures on campus with your normal Twitter, for Christ's sake. The IT departments are that fucking bored, and they will look. So use a different Twitter account than you log in with on campus, and upload it off campus. And finally, show you have some balls as a troll and a man. Get out there and piss off some social justice warriors this weekend. The fire rises, brothers. Oh my.
And let me tell you, thank you, tough guy, for giving the 411. And I strongly advise everybody to partake in this. I'm even going to partake in this. It was very good advice. Don't upload any chalking from the university computers, all right, because IT guys are that bored, for Christ's sake. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, IT guys, maybe not all of them, but, most of them, they got their freaking degree at a diploma mill. They got to make themselves look significant to justify their little $45,000 a year salary. So once again, do not upload the damn chalking that you do as it relates to Trump 2016 #CapitalistArmy via the damn university servers. All right. And let me tell you, even if you're against Donald Trump, all right, this is a troll. This is a real-life troll, all right? We're taking the digital trolling and we're putting it in real life, okay? So even if you are against Trump, help us with this worldwide troll, real-life troll and let's shock the media and bait these morons into freaking covering our troll, baby. I'm serious. I'm not kidding. This is troll warfare, baby. This is troll warfare. So once again, even if you're not for Trump, I mean, just the trolling aspect. I mean, even if your picture is shown on national media, I mean, give me a break. I mean, isn't that what it's all about, to be a troll? I mean, give me a break. Come on, help us out, for Christ's sake. The capitalist army, the chalkening, it's this Sunday night. This Sunday night. Remember, folks, it's got to be coordinated this Sunday night. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. So that Monday, we have all these media outlets shocked in awe that the chalkening, oh my God, the chalk. I'm so triggered, the chalk. And one more time, don't spray paint anything, please, because that's actual vandalism. I mean, there are products such as spray chalk, believe it or not, which is actually a rather great invention, for Christ's sake. I mean, if you got some badass stencils, or if you're in some art class or something of that nature, I mean, you can get pretty creative this chalkening this Sunday night, baby. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited because, I mean, not only are people throughout campuses in the United States are going to do this, I mean, we've got campuses all over the world. What's up to my Kiwis in New Zealand? We got people in Australia doing this. We got people in Europe doing this. We've got all kinds of people throughout the world. This is a stand, for Christ's sake. We don't want global bureaucratic institutionalization of this earth. All right? We don't want you stupid bureaucrats in charge of our souls. All right? I mean, this right now is an end to career politicians. Do you understand that? This is an end to career politicians, and that's what Trump represents to me, and that's what he should represent to you. The hell with these freaking career politicians. The hell with them. Spit on them. Spit on these pieces of trash. Anyway, sorry I'm getting off keister, folks, but I'm telling you, these disgusting, filthy, soulless bureaucrats make me want to puke. Anyway, let me take another swig of some Johnny Walker Blue Label. Oh, yeah. And then I'll go ahead and get to another call here. This is actually pretty good calls. I'm actually appreciating today. It's a great Baller Friday, baby. Woo! It's a Baller Friday today, baby. Let me cheers to the capitalists once again. Oh, man, nothing like taking a $30 sip, baby. You know what I mean? Woo! Take that, Obama. All right? Take that, Obama. I'm still sipping on Johnny Walker Blue Label. You can throw all your Obama Onyx on me, baby. I still got the game beat, Obama. I still got your game beat, baby. I'm a capitalist. You can't stop me, baby. I ain't going to stop capitalizing. I ain't going to stop living lavish. I ain't going to stop doing what I want to do because this dumbass thinks he's smarter than me. You ain't smarter than the capitalist, Obama. So you remember that. You freaking jive shucking idiot. Anyway, let's take some calls here. 516-453-9903 is the number to call. Let's take 501 area code. You're on the horn. What's up?
Hey, Ghost. I was just calling in. More IT advice for the chalkening. I have some friends that work in that. Whenever you tweet, don't use campus Wi-Fi. If they see the pictures and they happen to find out that they were done on your campus, they can track down your IP and find you out still if you use campus Wi-Fi. Another piece of advice on that. Also, later in the future, I'd like for you to do a talk over unfunded pensions from the government and the effect that'll have in the future. And one last thing, I'd like to recommend a beer, Prairie Bomb Imperial Stout, coffee flavored with chili peppers. That's all.
Oh, wow, that's pretty interesting.
And happy Baller Friday.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate the advice. Happy Baller Friday. We'll definitely take the beer into consideration. And as far as unfunded pensions, well, by God, I mean, you know, I think I was talking about that back in 2012 or 2011 when I was last on here. Yeah, I mean, this is why I'm telling you, it's not if, it's when the collapse of the financial system happens. All right, I mean, you know, we got all kinds of unfunded pensions out here, and let me tell you, those pensions, they're going to be lost, because when the crash happens, where do you think all those pensions are? Where do you think all these retirement funds are? I mean, they're being managed by some fund manager who's just like, taking them in and out of stocks, hoping he makes enough money to put money into his pocket, because, he makes money if the more fund that makes money. If the fund makes more money, he makes more money, is what I meant to say. And moreover, if the freaking stock market collapses, that's it, man. I mean, I'm telling you this right now. I would strongly advise people, if you have some kind of retirement, I mean, I'm not trying to scare you, but I would take it out now. I would try to take it out as soon as I possibly can. Let me tell you, I'm sitting on liquid right now, baby. All right? I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I've got some paper assets. I've got a few property assets, but those property assets I had long term. So even if the property value crashes, I'm pretty much saved on that, because I invested those a long time ago. But I'm telling you right now, everything is going to collapse. All right? Now, look, I'm not trying to scare people, but this government has acted so inappropriately and irresponsibly that it almost seems as though they deliberately did this. It almost seems as though they deliberately put us on a fiscal cliff to basically throw us off it, and, we just got to figure out how we're going to trampoline ourselves. All right, I'm not kidding around. I think that people need to realize that there's going to be an impending, and it's not just going to be a collapse in America. It's going to be a global collapse, period. And the reason they're going to do this, folks, is so that the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, can create its own global currency, Now, I'm not against a global currency. I'm against the IMF being the printers and the bearers of the goddamn global currency. Now, I mean, I don't want to get into the whole global currency crap, because, to be honest with you, I don't think I think it's a moot point at this point, because privatization of globalization is merged with international bureaucracy. So, once again, I think there was somebody on YouTube that asked me a question. I forgot this guy's name, but he asked me about, I'm paraphrasing. He asked me something to the effect of, there are some unfortunate byproducts of capitalism, such as the privatization of the prison industry, such as the war on drugs, the underground. You have to understand, okay, that is not a byproduct of capitalism. That is a byproduct of regulating capitalism. You see, the whole reason there's a drug trade and it is so lucrative is because of the astronomical amount of money being spent by the state to prohibit its citizens from obtaining drugs. All right? So when you make it harder for something or for somebody to obtain something, that means that you create a demand in the market. And market forces are invisible. You understand? I mean, the market regulates price. So the more you try to regulate drugs from, coming into the United States, the more you try to regulate drugs from, being dispensed to the drug addicts that want them anyway, the more money the drug is going to cost. I mean, it's a fact. I think that you could probably get out here in Texas. I mean, weed is not legal in Texas. I know it's legal in freaking like 10, 12 states by now, but it's not legal here in Texas. But let's say you wanted to get yourself a freaking an ounce of dro, okay? Let's say you get an ounce of dro. I think you can get, I don't know how much you can get an ounce of dro out here. I think it's freaking $300 or something. I don't know, something like that, $300, all right? If you were to somehow, smuggle that in your anal passage and then go to New York, okay, that $350 all of a sudden becomes like $2,000, all right? Now, that has nothing to do with capitalism. That has nothing to do with the evil capitalists. That's the market forces. That's because it's so regulated in New York City. Everything is so tightly regulated, and the cops have such a presence and law enforcement has such a presence that to obtain dro, which is, the high-potent tetrahydrocannabinol, is almost damn near impossible. So that's why I'm telling you the byproduct of the black market is the government's interference into capitalism. Moreover, the privatization of prisons. That is not a byproduct of capitalism. That is a byproduct of the merging of government and private enterprise. And look, I think that it is a disgrace that we have such relationships on every level of government. I'm talking municipality, I'm talking state governments and federal governments. There should be no reason why we have no bid contracts. There should be no reason why cities only have like one cable company because the municipality is protecting a monopoly in that regard. There should be no reason why one city has just one water company and one electric company. I mean, this is a merger of privatization with government. And when you have that merger, you have monopolies. I'm telling you, folks, you can't have a monopoly in pure capitalism. You just can't. People at some point will get so sick of whoever thinks that they're the fattest cat that they're just going to take their money and spend it somewhere else. I mean, but you can't do that when you have protected monopolies that are protected by the government, man. I'm not kidding. I mean, we got protected monopolies, for Christ's sake, man. So for all you leftists that are like, oh, you evil capitalist, it's so dirty and it's your fault. No, it's not, you idiots. It's the fault of the government giving special authority to certain private enterprises, giving them certain tax breaks and tax loopholes that aren't privy to us. Giving them no-bid contracts that keeps them in the millions, and believe it or not, those contracts come from our tax-paying dollars, all right? And not to mention, they use, and when I mean they, I'm talking about the monopolies that are protected by the government, the private monopolies that are protected by the government. They use the government's coercion to protect their monopoly. So to that fella, he just, the reason I'm going on this soliloquy about this is because this gentleman, sounds like a mature older gentleman. He asked me some questions on the YouTube, and I just thought I'd answer them. And I hope I answered them to the best of my ability, sir, because I know you're a new listener, and I appreciate that you're listening in. But once again, monopolies are protected by government. That's what makes them monopolies. That's what makes them monopolies. I mean, if they didn't have their government coercion, if they didn't have special government loopholes, like, there are some companies that don't have to pay Obamacare. I mean, they get certain exemptions. You know that? Like some of these tech companies and I mean, so whoever donated to the campaign contribution account of Obama, some of these unions and so on and so forth, they don't have to oblige what my company has to oblige. I mean, I have to purchase, if I'm going to have somebody at full-time employment, I have to purchase their health care by law now, all right, by law. But you see, Obama, he gave his corporate cronies a free pass. They don't have to buy their employees health care. You see, this is what I'm talking about. We would not have filthy, disgusting, what looks like filthy capitalists if we didn't have the government coercion protecting their monopolies, protecting their fat catism. And let me tell you, I hate the merging of corporations and government. I think that if you are a supposed private enterprise and you're doing business with a government, you're a piece of trash. All right, you have sold your soul to the devil. All right, and this is what makes Donald Trump's candidacy that much more important. I'm not kidding around. All right, this is a capitalist here. This isn't some stupid piece of trash bureaucrat, social worker, lawyer, or any of these other career politicians that. I mean, he is a capitalist. And I will continue to do whatever I have to do to make sure that this man is elected. Anyway, folks, let me move on to another subject matter, folks. I want to talk a little bit about Bernie Sanders. Now, I don't know if you folks have read, Bernie Sanders is going to go see the Pope. Oh, he's going to go check out the Vatican. Oh, that's just great. And, I think this is a bad move by Bernie Sanders, all right? I don't understand why he's even pandering to the Vatican, because isn't Bernie Sanders a socialist? And aren't most socialists not necessarily favorable to institutionalist religion? But according to reports, Bernie Sanders is going to go to the Vatican because he wants to open up his horizon of demographic as it relates to the people that are voting for him. Oh, yeah, that'll do it, right? an old 75-year-old Jewish man visiting the Vatican is going to get, Catholics just to go and flock to him and beg for socialism. Yeah, good thinking, Bernie Sanders campaign. Jesus Christ, Bernie, whoever suggested to this to you, you need to fire their stupid ass, all right? Jesus Christ, can you believe that? Yeah, just imagine Bernie Sanders and the Pope, you know? Hey, how you doing, Pope? I'm Bernie Sanders, and I want you to tell your fellow Catholics that they need to vote for Bernie Sanders, and I'll make sure that you aren't prosecuted, Pope. I'll make sure that your priests aren't prosecuted for the pedophilia and all the alleged child molestation and the abuse, because I'm Bernie Sanders, and I'll give you free health care. What? I don't. Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, Pope. I'll give you free state money so that your churches can make sure that you go ahead and you pay off all the little boys that you touched when they was altar boys. I mean, give me a break. I mean, what kind of a political strategy is this for a socialist, man? I mean, seriously, Bernie, I think that you're turning off a lot of these damn leftist liberal college kids by going to the Vatican, man. I mean, I'm serious. A lot of these liberal college kids are atheist, disgusting, evil people. I mean, I'm serious. They're atheists, man. I mean, they believe in, like, eugenics. You know, I'm serious. This is the modern-day freaking college kid. And what, you're going to go freaking talk to the Pope? You're going to go to the Vatican? I think this is a horrible strategy. I think that this guy's making a complete ass out of himself. I mean, if you're a Bernie Sanders fan, I mean, what do you think about this crap? I mean, this guy's going to go visit the Vatican? I mean, isn't this an insult to your stupid, dumb leftist intelligence? Huh? Leftists? I mean, I'm serious. I'm not joking. I mean, the hypocrisy is all I got to say about that, man. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's go ahead and take some shout-outs, for Christ's sake, folks. And since SpaceX just landed its rocket in the ocean, and it seems to be trending right now, let's go ahead and hijack SpaceX hashtag, if you want a Twitter shout-out, right here, right now, live on the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. That's right, tweet at SpaceX hashtag, all right? So we can get some Twitter shout-outs right here, right now, live on the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, right now, baby. I'm telling you, baby, if you want to be a part of this broadcast, there are a variety of different ways to do it, via Twitter shout-outs, and then, of course, at the end, we've got Radio Graffiti. It's great, baby. Anyway, we've got Kiwi Gabaldi. What's going on? We got some asshole named Ghostler Youth. I really don't appreciate that, for Christ's sake. Zach is a million. What's going on? Brony Drumming. I mean, let me tell you, did you read the article that they wrote about yours truly on Equestria Daily? Did y'all read this crap? I mean, I'm getting infested by bronies, for Christ's sake. Anyway, we've got the Moscata Man. What's going on? Walter Grimhimmy. What's going on? We've got NDSU Jerk. Okay, great. We've got CIA for Trump. Exara Hawks in the place. What else we got? We got NRJ Magical. We've got Gabby Your Prize. Okay? Come on, remember, tweet at the SpaceX hashtag if you want a Twitter shout-out right here, right now, live on the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. It's that simple, baby. It's that simple. All right, we've got Thug Capitalist in the house. Thugga. We've got Pope of Uganda. Okay. We got Mr. Nice Hat in the house. Burn Castle Witch in the place. Fetus Fondler asshole. That's just disgusting. Get that asshole out. Get him out. Get him off my screen. Jesus Christ. I mean, it's bad enough that you have all these poop tickler names floating around out here, for Christ's sake. Now we got these sick, twisted pieces of crap. Jesus Christ. Sergeant Yoda in the place. Mia Buttcheeks. Okay. We've got Eric Steo. We've got, I'm not going to say that freaking sick name, for Christ's sake. We got Sinister Game 17 in the house. We got Reddit Gold User. We got Co-Hungry Games, whatever the hell that means. We've got MLP Bristle, Raldy V Engineer. No, man, you're not going to freaking get the engineer's job, Raldy. I know you want it, but why are you trying to push the engineer on the street? I mean, I know times are hard. I know times are tough. I know that this is Obama too, but God, by God, they want to take your damn job, engineer. Fuck yeah. My sentiments, exactly. All right, we've got Silly Bear X333 in the place. Once again, if you want a Twitter shout-out right here, right now, tweet the hashtag SpaceX on Twitter. All right, Axeman3315 in place. Wang Milk Eater, for Christ. Are you kidding? Jesus Christ. John Ghoststitch. Are you kidding me, you asshole? Get that asshole. Get him out. AJ Styles 1987 in the place. What's going on? We've got Ghost's Wheelchair. Oh, that's just great. That's just great. You know, I really don't appreciate you idiots that are trying to push this rumor that I'm I'm some sort of a cripple or something. All right, look, I made reference to something like that, Adam, as a point, asshole, as an example, as a point. I am not in a freaking wheelchair, for Christ's sake. All right, I mean, I could stomp my feet. You know what? Let me stomp my freaking feet and do for Lorico for you assholes that don't believe. Here, look, I'm gonna do for Lorico. You hear that? You hear me? I'm stomping my feet. I'm doing for Lorico. All right. So don't sit here and try to claim that I'm some sort of a goddamn hover around driving cripple. I don't appreciate it. Anyway, let me calm down. I'm sorry, I was stomping my feet. I got Templeton over here. He's barking. I mean, you know, Jesus Christ. You know, that's it. That's enough. Enough Twitter shout-outs, all right? You people are out here trying to say that I'm in some kind of a goddamn wheelchair. I just showed you people that I can do for Lorico. What's up, the Kiwi Yaks? What's going on? Anyway, oh, my God. Once again, Bernie Sanders is going to visit the Vatican next week. I don't know how that sits with you damn socialists, but it should, you know, hit you right in the craw because, I mean, I don't understand this political strategy, in my personal opinion. I don't get it. Anyway, let's move on to a little bit of Hillary Rotten Clinton. Now, did you see the balls this bitch just threw in everybody's face here? I don't know if it was yesterday or today. She said, and I'm quoting here, the GOP are living in a world of, quote, fantasy and hope if they think I'll be indicted for the emails. I mean, what did I tell you about this dumb broad? What did I tell you? I said that she will not be indicted. She will not be indicted for the emails, man. She will not be indicted. I told you this. And the reason that she's not going to be indicted, and I said this a couple of shows back, is because this woman knows where all the political bodies are buried. I mean, in my personal opinion, and according to inside sources, this woman has got Washington by the balls, and they are afraid to indict her because she will bring down Washington. I'm not kidding around. She knows everything about everybody, all right? And why do you think that she's so brazen in this statement? The GOP living in a world of fantasy and hope if they think I'll be indicted over the emails. I told you she's not going to be indicted, man. I'm telling you, she knows where the bodies are buried. She's going to make sure that nothing stops her as being president. But, you know, I've had sources that have told me, and we've alluded to this in previous shows, that Hillary Clinton is not liked by the Democratic establishment. I mean, she is running the Democratic establishment through fear and intimidation and blackmail and that sort of thing. So I would not be surprised. And once again, I think that it's a good 50 to 60% possibility that Hillary Clinton, even if she does beat Bernie Sanders or Bernie Sanders doesn't get the nomination, I think it's a good 50 to 60% that the Democrats turn against Hillary at the convention and nominate their own nominee. And I've said this, and I'll continue to say it, they're prepping a Joe Biden. They're prepping a Joe Biden to potentially be an unelected nominee for the Democratic Party. I mean, it wasn't an accident that you had Barack Obama look to Joe Biden during the last State of the Union address and say, hey, Joe, how about you getting on the cure for cancer? How about that? Like, putting Joe Biden on some sort of a godlike pedestal, like this asshole is going to cure cancer, I mean, seriously, this asshole is going to cure some cancer or something. I'm telling you, they're putting him on a pedestal. There's a report out today that Joe Biden and Lady freaking Gaga are going to do some kind of duet in response to sexual abuse, Oh, how sweet, huh? I think it's ironic. Here you have Lady Gaga, this disgusting, she was once questioned on whether or not she was an actual woman, hermaphrodite, whatever, piece of garbage. When she first came out, all she did was sell sexuality and sell her ass. Y'all remember that? Huh? My poker face. My poker face. Well, I mean, that's all she sold during her album, and now what? Now all of a sudden it's like sexual abuse. We're talking against sexual abuse. I mean, do you understand the hypocrisy, folks? I mean, do you understand the hypocrisy here? I mean, rah 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 rah. I mean, in that song "Bad Romance," she's talking about having mischievous style sex and rough sexual relations. All right? I mean, how in the same breath can you be on a stage with Joe Biden, lapping it up for sexual abuse? It's utter hypocrisy. Sorry, I didn't mean to go off on that freaking diatribe about Lady Gaga, but I really hate that piece of trash, I mean, look, no, we don't like you anymore, right? Nobody likes you, you dumb broad. I know that you have to hop on the old prostates of like Tony Bennett, and all this other stuff. You're trying to redefine your career. Look, the gays called you out. You're not a gay, all right? I mean, you used and abused the lesbian, gay, transgendered, and bisexual community for, them to buy your first album. And then when you decided that I'm not gay anymore. I'm going to marry a guy. That's when you lost your freaking stupid album sales. They knew you were a poser, you stupid dumb skank. I'm serious. If I saw Lady Gaga, I'd spit in her face. I would spit in her face. All right? I'd spit in her damn hermaphrodite-looking face. Anyway, sorry. I mean, I was talking about Joe Biden, and of course, I went off Easter on Lady Gaga. I just don't like Lady Gaga. All right? This bitch came out showing her ass, talking about how she's like some sexual free bitch, and that she's out here, philandering around on men, women, it really doesn't matter. And now all of a sudden she wants to come out with Joe Biden, have a duet for sexual abuse awareness. I mean, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I mean, it's just sick, man. It's just sick. Anyway, I was talking about Joe Biden, and once again, I think it's a good 50 to 60% chance that the DNC basically takes the nomination away from Hillary and they put in Joe Biden. All right, I'm not kidding around. I think it's that. I think it's that close. I mean, they don't like Hillary Clinton, man. I mean, they don't like her. All right, why do you think that you even have the left trying to champion Bernie Sanders? I mean, I'm serious. You've got left-wing talking heads actually championing Bernie Sanders. And to be honest with you, I think Bernie knows that he doesn't want the nomination. I mean, in my personal opinion, he's not trying hard enough. This guy's not making a big stink on the fact that he's getting delegates taken away from him. He's not making a big stink on the fact that he's being left off ballots. I mean, he's not making a big stink about anything. He's in the money. I mean, you dumb college kids are spending whatever beans you have left in your damn college debt account, and you're giving it to him, and he's going to retire in the sunset, in my personal opinion. I mean, I think it's what he's doing. I think that's the prime motive. I mean, if he actually cared about this campaign, he'd be trying to make sure that it wasn't stolen from him like the Trump train is doing for Donald Trump. But, once again, that's not what's happening, isn't it? Anyway, I want to hear from you. Let's take a couple of callers here. What do you think about Hillary Rotten Clinton over here saying that the GOP are living in a world of fantasy and hope if they think that she is going to be indicted for the goddamn emails, all right? I mean, the freaking balls of this dumb, freaking arrogant piece of bureaucratic trash, you know? I mean, and this broad actually believes that she's going to win the presidency with this type of brass and crashness, for Christ's sake. You know, thumbing your nose at breaking the law. You had classified material on your private email server, bitch. You should be in fucking jail. Excuse my French. I'm sorry. It pisses me off. This bitch should be in jail. We would be in jail. We would be charged with all kinds of federal crimes. You know it and I know it. But because she's Hillary Rotten Clinton, and because she knows every one of the fucking idiots, and I'm sorry, I'm cursing. I'm sorry, I gotta calm down. Let me take a swig. I'm sorry, I'm cursing. I'm sorry, I'm getting off keister, for Christ's sake. But if it were any one of us, you know, housing any kind of classified material on our private computer, we'd be in freaking jail. We'd be in prison. I mean, are you kidding me? This woman is running for president. She's running for president. She had classified material on her private email server. I mean, just look up David Petraeus. All right, General Petraeus, do you remember that guy? His damn career got ruined by doing something like a fraction of what Hillary did. His career was ruined. And look, we got this disgusting, despicable bull-dyke bimbo running for president, thumbing her nose at everybody, saying, hey, you're living in a fantasy and hope. You're never going to indict me. I'm Hillary Clinton, and I got Humma Abedin. Yeah, take that, Anthony Weiner. Anyway, let's take a couple of calls here. 516-453-9903 is the number to call here, folks. I mean, it's just disgusting. This political class is showing its totalitarian face, and it's boil-ridden, and it's disgusting. And it's pulsating with pus and just warts and just disgusting. Jesus Christ. Let's take some calls here. 831, what's up? You're on the horn.
Hey, Ghost TCR here. I'm just calling to commiserate you on being paralyzed in that wheelchair. I guess that means you're more disabled than the engineer, okay?
Yeah, shut up, Kermit. Shut up. I got freaking Kermit the Frog trolling, saying that I'm in a freaking wheelchair, for Christ's sake, man. This is my Baller freaking Friday, all right? You people stop ruining my damn Baller Friday, for Christ's sake. I'm not kidding. I'm already under enough stress, all right? I mean, we got freaking Obama. You know, in my opinion, I think he's going to try to prevent the election, if you want my personal opinion. All right, he's bringing in all these damn Syrian refugees that have already infiltrated Europe. And if you want my personal opinion, these leftists are bringing in these jihadists, these wild Yehudis, because I think they know that they will plan a coordinated attack that will allow the government to implement martial law on a global goddamn scale. And if you're too ignorant to see the writing on the wall, then that's your freaking problem, man. I'm not kidding. I'm not joking. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I don't know. We got Kermit the Frog calling up, for Christ's sake. Anyway, I want to move on. I'm sick of talking about Hillary Rotten Clinton. I can't believe anybody would vote for this criminal. I mean, this is a criminal. You understand that? I mean, aside from her emails, why don't you look at the body count? And what I mean by the body count, take a look at all the dead bodies that have fallen around Hillary and Bill Clinton. All right? I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, Hubble, Vince Foster, Ron Brown. I mean, Jesus Christ, I can go on and on. You know what I mean? CIA, the ex-CIA head Colby, for Christ's sake. I mean, I can go on. Remember, folks, politics is power. So when you see these scumbags giving you the big smile, these are probably one of the most evil people on the planet. I mean, there's a clip of Hillary Clinton laughing when she invaded Libya. I mean, she's quoted as saying, I came, I saw, and I took out Gaddafi, or something to that effect. I mean, it's on the internet. These freaking bureaucrats are this sick. They're this sadistic. They're twisted. They're evil. I mean, when are you going to get that through your head? You cannot trust a bureaucrat. Once again, get that through your head. You cannot trust a bureaucrat. You cannot trust a bureaucrat. You cannot trust a damn bureaucrat. You can't trust them. They're soulless. I mean, they'll do whatever it takes as long as they're going to get their little retirement checks. Oh, yeah, as long as they get their tenured pay. Oh, yeah, as long as they get their long-term, stupid bureaucratic contracts. Oh, yeah, that's all it's about. These people are soulless. And if it isn't about the retirement and if it isn't about the long-term employment, it's about the power. It's about the power with these sick bureaucrats. And I'm sick of them. And if you're a bureaucrat, I spit on you. As a matter of fact, if you're listening to me right goddamn now, all right? If you're freaking listening to me right now and you're a damn bureaucrat, I want you to get up off your goddamn chair right now, you piece of crap. Get up! Get up off your chair! I want you to go to your nearest mirror, all right? You stupid bureaucrat. Go get up off your fat ass off that chair and get to the nearest mirror. And I want you to look at your soulless self right in your goddamn beady eyes. You see your soulless self, you bureaucrat? You see yourself right in that freaking mirror? You see yourself in between your beady eyes? I want you to do, you know what I want you to do? I want you to spit in your face. Spit in your face. Spit in your goddamn face. You sick, twisted, soulless bureaucrat, spit in your own goddamn face! I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry I'm going off keister here, folks. I'm a little upset. I'm a little angry that these bureaucrats think that they have this much power when they're nothing but a bunch of stupid pencil paper pushers, all right, that haven't done an honest day's work in their goddamn lives. And it makes me sick. And it should make you sick too, folks. Good God. Anyway, let me move on to the next subject matters, and then we're going to get to some shout-outs, and then we're going to Radio Graffiti, all right, folks? I'm sorry. Let me take a swig of this damn Johnny Walker Blue Label. I'm getting off keister, but by God, folks, you should be just as upset, man. You should be just as upset as I am. They're saying our vote doesn't count. You got Hillary Rotten Clinton thumbing her nose at us saying, ha-ha, you're not going to indict me. You've got Ted Cruz over here thinking he can become some philanderous Slick Willie and still claim to be a conservative. You've got John Kasich over here who lived with a man for 15 years who was his chief of staff, and nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about John Kasich living with a man for 15-plus years in Alexandria, Virginia, in a nice little townhome. I mean, John Kasich was practicing the movie The Birdcage before Robin Williams actually acted the son of a bitch. I mean, you got freaking Paul Ryan over here releasing a cryptic video as if he's campaigning to be the freaking broker convention nominee, for Christ's sake. I mean, you got Bernie Sanders going to the Vatican. I mean, Bernie Sanders going to the freaking Vatican. I mean, Jesus Christ, you socialists should be puking in your mouths right now with that talk. And what's this? What's this? Dave Cameron, I mean, he's in a pickle now. I'm talking about my brethren across over there in the UK, across the pond. Dave Cameron, you know, the Panama Papers has implicated Dave Cameron, for Christ's sake, and he had to come out and admit that he had a 30,000, I don't know what, I think it's a euro or 30,000 pound stake in his father's offshore fund via the Panama Papers. He had to admit it. I mean, Dave Cameron had to admit it. Everybody and their brother is calling for this idiot to step down. I mean, what a disgrace. I mean, 30,000. I mean, you're going to ruin your whole career. You're going to ruin everything that you've done, Dave Cameron, because you wanted to stash away a 30,000 without paying freaking tax on it, for Christ's sake. I mean, can you believe this crap? Jesus Christ. And let me tell you, vote to exit the goddamn EU, all right? I don't think the Brits should continuously fund the United Nations, or excuse me, the European Union, excuse me. All right? I mean, I know Germany is trying to sustain it. France is a joke, if you want my personal opinion. I mean, when I mean France, I'm talking about the government of France can barely support its own citizens in its socialism. What makes you think it's going to be able to pump in money to the EU? I'm telling you, the UK, the people in Britannia, people in Britannia know they are being had, they're being used, and there should be no reason why the Labour and the people of Britannia should have anything to do with the EU. The EU has nothing to do with European history. It's a social engineering construct. It's pathetic. So, once again, I didn't mean to go off on that diatribe about, the UK leaving the EU, but leave it. You don't need it, man. I'm telling you, you are your own country. All right, you are your own people. I mean, you got a great financial epicenter in London. Why in the hell do you need to join this ridiculous social engineering internationalization? I have no idea. I mean, look at what it's done to Germany. Look at what it's done to France. I mean, look at what it's done to all the EU nations, for Christ's sake. They are crippled with this migrant crisis that these leftists, these international bureaucrats let into their own countries. And what do these leftists do? They punish their own domestic populations, even though they're the ones that brought in the problem. That's bureaucracy, folks. Do you understand that? These stupid politicians, these bureaucrats are soulless. They're soulless, man. And I'm telling you, Dave Cameron, I admire Dave Cameron. And the reason I admired him was because of the fiscal things that he did as he came into office, back in, I think, in 2011, 2012. But now, I mean, he's just your average, disgusting, filthy bureaucrat, man. You know what I mean? I mean, you just can't trust these people. You can't trust bureaucrats. You can't trust career politicians. They're liars, all right? I mean, they're professional paid liars. So I'm telling you right now, this is what the Trump campaign means to not only America, but it should mean this to the entire world. No more career politicians, all right? There should be no reason why somebody makes a living off of public service. That doesn't even make any sense. I mean, the freaking sentence doesn't even make any sense, for Christ's sake, all right? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, you're going to make a career, an actual living career out of public service. I mean, let's go back to Paul Ryan for a second. This is a scumbag who has made a career out of public service. This scumbag went to the University of Miami, all right? Right after he got out of the University of Miami, what did he do? He went right and voted. He went right to work for some bureaucrat in Wisconsin who ended up getting voted out of office by Feingold in Wisconsin. And then what did he do? What did Paul Ryan do? He just kept being a bureaucrat. He was a speechwriter for Empower America, which is some think tank that was created by Jack Kemp. All right? He went out and it's just complete bureaucratical bullshit, man. And now, because this idiot went from college to bureaucracy, this guy, it gives him this much credit to be president, man. I mean, this moron actually thinks he can go to the GOP convention and broker himself the presidential nominee, for Christ's sake. I mean, it's stupid. This guy's never had a freaking real job in his life. And moreover, folks, I tweeted today, folks, and if you didn't read the tweet, well, by God, follow me on Twitter. Politics Ghost is the name to follow on Twitter. Politics Ghost, all one word, no underscores, baby. All right? I tweeted today that Paul Ryan is not only a useless bureaucrat that went right into bureaucracy right after college, but this man, all right, his salary is $144,000 a year. And yet he's able to move into a $4.5 million mansion that was, built by the Parker pen creator, okay? Now, how does that work? Well, I'll tell you how that works, okay, folks? Paul Ryan's wealth comes from his family, all right? His dad died of a heart attack when he was about 16 years old. Now, this man actually left a pretty sophisticated financial instrument for Paul Ryan so that he can sustain himself throughout his life. Now, typically what people would do is get a financial instrument called a trust. You hear about these trust fund babies and so on and so forth. No. His father actually created two different partnerships. All right, the Ryan-Hutter Investment Partnership and the Ryan Limited Partnership, in which Paul Ryan just gets residual money from these partnerships like it's no big deal. That's what's been funding his campaigns. That's what's been funding his sustenance as him being a lifelong bureaucrat. I mean, who else could be a bureaucrat besides somebody who has mommy and daddy's money to be able to sustain him throughout his endeavor on trying to be some professional bureaucrat? I mean, do you understand what I'm saying? Moreover, the bulk of Paul Ryan's wealth comes from his wife, Jana Little. Now, Jana Little, believe it or not, is a Democrat, all right? She's a Democrat who is affiliated with the Lawyers Association, all right? So that's just FYI. She comes from a lawyer family. And you know these trial lawyers, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, I heard a trial lawyer here in Texas spend like $5 million on his freaking daughter's Sweet 16 or some kind of crap like that. So that just goes to show you how much these scumbag trial lawyers actually make. But you see, this idiot actually believes that he can go and usurp the nomination at the GOP convention and think that he can be president. Based on what? I mean, based on what? Lifelong bureaucracy? Huh? A partnership fund, baby? Huh? Marrying into wealth? I mean, what is it that defines you, Paul Ryan, you stupid jerk dick? Jesus Christ. Anyway, one more subject, and then we're moving on to Radio Graffiti, or shout-outs in Radio Graffiti. I want to talk about the Pope one more time, because I'm sick of this Pope, all right? I mean, first of all, doesn't this guy look a little screwy to you? I mean, just his face. Doesn't he look like he's a couple of cans short of a six-pack, you know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure a couple of fruitcakes away from a picnic bag. I'm not joking, man. This guy's he's a nut job. He looks nutty. He looks weird, for Christ's sake, all right? Well, not only does he look weird, but he says a lot of things that basically goes in opposition of what Catholics have believed for hundreds upon hundreds of years, all right? First and foremost, he has basically said, oh, it's okay if you have that abortion, all right? If you had an abortion, it's okay now, all right? It's okay. If you're going to use contraceptive, it's okay if you're going to go ahead and do that. It's okay because me, Pope Francis, I said so, huh? Yeah, that's right. Now he's saying it's okay for you to get a divorce now. Oh, now it's okay to get a goddamn divorce. I mean, what's next there, Popey? What's next? It's okay to go ahead and fondle a goddamn altar boy? You sick prick. I'm telling you, I don't like the Pope. I think he's a piece of trash, personally. I mean, me personally, I think he's a horrific, dumb piece of, in my opinion, I think he's the head of a pedophile cult. All right? And if you're a Catholic, I'm sorry. I don't mean to, basically spit on your religion, but by God, if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a freaking duck, man. All right? There's been millions of cases that have come across the world that the Catholic Church has been conducting itself in such horrific child abuse pedophilia for years, and it has been an unspoken rule. All right? So don't sit here and try to say, oh, I can't believe you're saying that about the Catholic Church. I can't believe you're saying that about the Pope. Hey, fuck the Pope, all right? Fuck the fucking pedophile Pope. Excuse my French. Fuck the Pope. I mean, what about all those kids that were robbed their innocence? I mean, I've heard some of these cases, man. I mean, these priests would mentally abuse these children into submission, forcing them into sexual positions. Do you understand? I mean, they would invoke God. They would invoke Jesus. They would invoke holy water and other religious mechanisms to force these altar boys and force these kids to perform whatever sexual acts on these priests. So don't come at me, Mr. Pope, and don't come at me, Catholics, with any holier-than-thou representation. Get off your damn soapbox. This is a pedophile cult. All right? It's a pedophile cult. And moreover, folks, you don't need institutionalist religion to be close with God. Farce in world history that you have to donate to some moron's collection plate just because he's saying Jesus this and God that. If you have God in your soul, if you have God in your heart, if you can witness the miracle that is the existence of reality, and you appreciate the time that you have here, and you try to utilize the spirit that is God to make yourself as happy as you possibly can in such a chaotic world, then why the hell do you need to go to church? Why do you need to go to church? I'll tell you why you need to go to church. Because they want to control you. And that's as simple as that. I mean, I could talk about this forever. I mean, remember, the Catholic Church is the oldest institution in the world, folks, believe it or not. I mean, when the fall of the Roman Empire happened because of the barbarians, I mean, the church walled itself up in the Vatican, folks. All right, that's why they have those freaking huge 100, 200-foot walls, for Christ's sake. That's why they look all dirty, like as if there were people that died trying to get into that crap, man. They walled themselves out from the world and allowed the barbarians who took over the Roman Empire, they allowed them to kill each other and savage each other and have complete butchery with each other for almost 200 years. And the only reason we know that this took place was because Islam, believe it or not, I'm going to throw a bone to Islam. Islam was actually the only civilized society at the time. When I'm talking Islam, I'm talking about Persia Islam. I'm talking about Iran, all right? The Iranian scholars and historians discussed and talked about the barbarians. They talked about how it was just savagery, butchery. And folks, after 200 years, the church came outside, okay? The church came outside and they found that the barbarians had organized, all right? They had organized amongst each other, and basically the leaders of these organizations of barbarians made Genghis Khan look like a freaking teddy bear. I mean, these were the most savaged barbarians. I mean, that's why they were in control. That's why the other barbarians followed these people. Well, folks, when the church came out, they went right to those barbarian leaders and said, look, you don't know the secrets that we know. You don't know the secrets that'll sustain power for you and generations for generations for generations. If you allow us to join with you in power, we will anoint you and tell your people that you are anointed from God so that you can sustain your power until the end of time. And we know the religious secrets. We are the Catholic Church. We have the knowledge. And folks, what happened there after that is the royal families, folks. That's right. That's where we get the royalty, the freaking Louis from France. That's where we get the freaking the royalties from the Austrian-Hungarian Empire, the royalties from Britannia. This is where all these monarchs came to power. They came to power after the barbarians ran roughshod and took control of the Roman Empire, and the Vatican basically walled itself up for 200 years so that these freaking barbarians could kill each other. And then they came out and anointed the leaders of the barbarian tribes, the royal families, folks. That's a pretty good history lesson. That's a fact, and anybody who wants to deny it is an idiot. Anyway, folks, I think that's about it, folks. All right, that's it. It's about time to take a couple of shout-outs, and then we're going to go ahead and go on to Radio Graffiti, baby. All right? Now, let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and tweet at the hashtag SpaceX. Once again, folks, if you want a Twitter shout-out right here, right now, live on the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, all you have to do is tweet at the hashtag SpaceX, baby. SpaceX, all right? I mean, if you want a Twitter shout-out right here, right now, baby, come on. All right, I'm waiting. Do we have any Twitter shout-outs, engineer, for Christ's sake? Well, I'm waiting for some Twitter shout-outs. So while we're waiting, folks, once again, I want to reiterate that the Pope is the head of a pedophile cult, all right? And that's all there is to it. Anyway, we've got Kiwi Daker in the house. We got Torzier in the place. What's going on at Torzier? And Ranter in the place. We've got Patchy Has a Butt. Okay. Van Ghostholm. Screw you, asshole. I know what you're freaking saying. We got Vinegar Capital. All right, Vinegar Capital in the house, for Christ's sake. We've got Memeware CSGO. We've got Brosev Stachin in the place. Bureaucrat Ghost, asshole. Bureaucrat, screw you, get that asshole out of here. Ain't no freaking bureaucrat. I'd rather die than be a sick, disgusting, filthy, soulless bureaucrat. I'd rather die. Anyway, we got the Teutonic Plague in the house. What's going on with the Teutonic Plague? We've got Moisty Ghosty. Are you sick? You sick, twisted pricks. Once again, SpaceX is the hashtag that you tweet at on Twitter if you want a Twitter shout-out right here, right now, live on the True Capitalist radio broadcast. We've got Lunar Prince Pepe. We've got Manhood Magic in the house. We've got True Fapitalist. Oh, that's disgusting, for Christ's sake. We got, I'm not saying that. God damn, you people are sick. We've got Cats for Ghosts. That's real funny. I don't like cats, all right? Like I said, look, if I'm going to be feeding something, giving it something to drink and housing it, it shouldn't be a prick to me. You know what I mean? Cats are pricks. I mean, you know, the goal of cats. You know what I mean? Freaking pricks, man. Anyway, what's up the Rocha Folly? We've got J Wows for Ghost. Okay, that's great. We've got Psycho Power Baby. We got Botch Specialist in the house. We've got Death to Socialism. You're goddamn right, Death to goddamn Socialism, baby. Woo! We've got Capitalist Investor, True Cap Investor in the house. We've got Weed Dragon 1, baby. Weed Dragon 1. And Weed Dragon 1's asking me if I'm going to do a 420 broadcast. I don't know, folks. I mean, I've done it a few times. 420 does land on a Wednesday. So, you know, we will be broadcasting that day. We'll see how it is. Let's see if I can go on 6th Street out here and maybe score some wacky tobacco. And if I can do that, maybe we'll go ahead and have another 420 broadcast right here, baby, 420 style. Anyway, we got the Ghost Order. What's going on to the Ghost Order? 6th Street Crip. Okay, what's going on to the 6th Street Crip? Jeb is a mess. Yeah, no kidding, Jeb is a mess. That freaking guac bowl merchant. All right, we got Zim Tower in the house. Baracko Ghosta. Screw you, too, you stupid jerk-ass. Give me a break, man. These slap nuts over here with these stupid freaking names, man. Anyway, we've got Ghost Hawkins in the house. We've got Captain Martin 33, for Christ's sake. Can I broadcast on 6th Street? I could broadcast on 6th Street, but then I'd probably have a whole crowd of people around me, for Christ's sake. I'd probably trigger a whole bunch of people, for Christ's sake. Let me tell you, 6th Street used to be a great place to hang out, man. It was such a great place to go drink. It was safe. You could be able to walk the streets at night, man. Ever since these damn people from California came in and all over the nation came in and carpetbagged all over Austin, it has turned into a complete cesspool. I'm sorry. I mean, I loved Austin, Texas, baby. I loved it. I mean, I've lived here for a long time. I've been commuting back and forth here for a long time. I love this place. All right, but the problem is that it's no longer the weird Austin that we've all come to know and love pre-2000. I mean, I would say that after 2009, 2010 is when you had these influx of West Coast assholes that literally have just toilet bowled the goddamn city. I'm sorry. All right, I mean, you idiots, you carpetbaggers that have come to Austin, you people have ruined it. You've ruined Austin. You've ruined it. I'm serious. I mean, it's not even the same anymore, man. I miss the old Austin. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I still know all the bartenders, and, you know, every time I go out there and have a few drinks, you know, we shoot the shit or whatever. But the bottom line is it's not safe at Austin 6th Street anymore. I wouldn't advise people to go out here partying. I mean, we had a shooting out here recently. I don't know if you folks familiar with this. It was 4 days ago. We had a shooting, and the cops had to shoot some idiot that was breaking into cars. You know, the cop confronts him, and instead of the idiot being like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry, sir," here, you know, this guy pulls out a gun and starts shooting at the cops. I mean, this isn't the Austin that I know, man. This isn't the Austin I know, man. And, you know, it just got ruined, man. It got ruined because of you stupid West Coast and all you assholes that moved into Austin. If you aren't native to Austin, man, you're a piece of trash, and you're a contributing factor on why this whole city has turned into a disgusting commode, all right? I mean, you can even smell the stench of it out here. It's so disgusting. Anyway, folks, that's about it. We got about 15 minutes left in the broadcast, and I think it's about time for everybody's favorite part of the broadcast, and I'm talking about radiography. That's right, folks. I'm talking about radio graffiti, where the spectators become a part of the spectacle. All you have to do is give me a call right now at 516-453-9903, and when I call on your Skype name or on your area code, you have exactly 3 to 4 seconds to say whatever it is that's on your mind, folks. All right, whatever it is that's on your mind, and please say something. Don't be a Helen Keller deaf mute. All right, say something funny. I mean, a burp, fart, do something, man. Don't just sit there and play with your damn Peter Popper. All right, now, before we get into anything else, please follow me on Twitter, folks. Politics Ghost is the name to follow on Twitter. Politics Ghost, all one word, no underscores. And before we get on to anything else, please bookmark the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. It is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Now, let's go ahead and get into radio graffiti right now. All right, folks, here we go. 712 Radio Graffiti.
What's up, Ghost? Fuck you.
Yeah, well, screw you too there, jerk dick. 347 Radio Graffiti.
By the Emperor, purge this heresy!
All right, we couldn't really understand you, but okay. 502 Radio Damn Graffiti. Yeah, Jesus Christ, damn. Yeah, wait, you're coughing or you're holding in a hit there, you damn freaking pothead? Jesus Christ. 614 Radio Graffiti.
Ghost, let's share a dorm room and fuck like we're in college at the RNC. Oh my.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that's not even funny, tough guy. Good God. Oh, my God. You want me to go along over there and converge on Cleveland when you got freaking tub guy over here trying to crawl up a butt crack, get me into a freaking tub? I mean, good God. Jesus Christ. 502 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, I heard Barney's visiting the Pope. Maybe I should go too, and we can all...
I have no idea what you said. 347 Radio Graffiti. What the hell was that about, for Christ's sake? 575 Radio Goddamn Graffiti.
What's going on, Ghost? Teutonic Plague here. I agree with that. Everything you said pertaining to religion and history just before that last round of shout-outs. Long live capitalism. Long live the great state of Texas. Longhorns, fuck OU.
That's right. Here you go. Did you just say Longhorns suck? Hey, Longhorns don't suck, baby. What are you talking about, Teutonic Plague? What are you, an OU fan, baby? Come on, man. Come on now. Come on, man. Anyway, 646 Radio Graffiti.
Oh,
no, too late. 712 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Big Jack, I got this number off of Wendy's bathroom wall. Should have a good time.
Shut up, you sick, twisted pricks with this Big Jack crap. All right, it's stupid. 603 Radio Goddamn Graffiti.
I'd like to shoot you in the face with a BB gun. Lay there in the tall grass and wait for the cops to come.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Shut up, all right? 971 Radio Graffiti.
Ghost, a happy wife is a happy life. That's why we let our wives push us around, just like you let your granny push you around in your wheelchair.
Now, shut up, asshole. Hey, look, let me tell you something. Don't talk about my goddamn wife like that. First of all, it sounds like no one's touching your little wee-wee from where I'm standing. all right? Because I guarantee you wouldn't act like a damn jerk dick like that if you actually had a piece of ass staring at you. You know what I'm saying? You'd actually try to act like a man. You know, you'd actually act like you got some freaking balls and not act like you just took a large piece of furniture up your shit funnel. Anyway, 248 Radio Graffiti. Shut up, God damn it. You see, I'm telling you, I'm warning you people. I'm warning you. Don't talk about my granny, all right? Son of a bitch, 2 words, punitive damages on your ass. 240 Radio Goddamn Graffiti.
The IRS commissioner needs to be behind bars, period.
All right, 609 Radio Graffiti.
I'm drinking Oku's breast milk.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, man, good. 267 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, I was curious. I wanted to know what's your thoughts on Martin Shkreli and his impact on the pharmaceutical industry.
Well, I think I already said something about that about 3 shows ago, for Christ's sake. Look back in the archive. I think Shkreli is basically being scapegoated by Big Pharma. And I'll say it again. This man utilized the hedge fund business model to make his money. And once he made his money, what did he do? He went right in and bought himself a table or a seat at the table of Big Pharma. Now, if you want to look back in the archive, go to blogtalkradio.com/ghost. I talked about him about 2-3 shows ago. You might want to go take a look at it, all right? Anyway, let's take some Skype callers here. Tango Whiskey, Radio Graffiti.
Sunday, Monday, Hambo. Days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Hambo. Days, Thursday, Friday, Hambo. Days, Saturday, capitalizing with you. Those days are...
Jesus Christ. First of all, hey, asshole, all right? I'm tired of you idiots saying that. I'm not a freaking ham bone. So stop it, all right? The reason that I even brought up the word ham bone is so that you morons can start the ham bone movement, and when you see these fat, disgusting piles of human protoplasm that are riding around in these goddamn hover-rounds, as they're going by, you don't have to harass them or do anything. Just say this. Just say, ham bone. Fat, greasy-ass, smelly ham bone. I mean, it's as simple as that. And don't call me a freaking ham bone, you ass clowns. Jesus Christ. El Foxo Loco, Radio Goddamn Graffiti. I have a whole bunch of 11-year-old trans testicles suck on penises. Shut up. Shut up. You see, this is what I don't like. I had a serious conversation about sexuality yesterday, and then we've got jerk dicks like this over here, trying to splice what I said yesterday into something ridiculous and vile. Look, folks, what I said yesterday about sexuality was serious business, all right? And I strongly advise folks, if you didn't check out yesterday's broadcast, check it out, for Christ's sake. This is where they're getting this crap. They're splicing my voice together, and I don't appreciate it. Piece of crap. 435 Radio Goddamn Graffiti. I'm in a wheelchair. Jesus Christ, for Christ's sake. Now there's going to be wheelchair remixes, for Christ's sake? Wheelchair remixes? Jesus Christ. Look, I'm not going to get angry. I'm just going to calm my ass down, all right? I'm calming my ass down. I'm going to take a swig right now of some Johnny Walker Blue Label. Oh, yeah. Because that'll make me a little happy, for Christ's sake. Here's a $30 sip for you right here, baby. Oh, yeah. You see, that's capitalizing, baby. All right? You assholes can talk all the goddamn trolling garbage you want, baby. I just took a $30 sip, baby. All right? That sip is probably worth more than half you idiots that are trolling me's outfits you have on right now on the computer, baby. Woo! I'm a capitalist, baby. I'm a capitalist, and I love it. I love it, baby. I'm loving every minute of it. Anyway, pivot idiot, Radio Graffiti. Ghost from True Capitalist Radio is a talking head man. Freaking love the talking head man. Jesus Christ, you mixed me with the Talking Heads. I actually like that song, by the way. It's actually a pretty deep song. As the days go by and the water's coming down and the days go by, there is water underground. Think about that, all right? There is water underground. I mean, anyway, I don't want to get into that deep. It's a deep song. I don't want to get into it. Anyway, 502 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost. Mon?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to say, for the refugee thing, you got to look at Islam's history. Back when Islam was only 2 years old, they took over a city. This religion was founded on conquest. They took over Damascus, and here's how they took over it. They got all the mercenaries that were defending Damascus for Byzantine to turn on the damn city. They converted them and got them to turn on the damn city. Now, you look at what these refugees do. They come into the damn state they're coming into. They have a bunch of kids, 11 kids to one parent, and then they go to the prisons and they convert all these thugs. So that's just to give some insight to the viewers.
Well, no, that's actually a pretty good insight, as a matter of fact. I mean, I have always said that Islam does not respect love, all right? And the proof is in the European model here. I mean, Europe accepted these damn migrants with love. I mean, they knew that they were in a war-torn situation, and they did the leftist thing and brought them in, and look at what happened. Look at what happened. And as I've stated, they don't respect love. They respect fear. That's why you didn't see this Islamic problem during the secularist reign of the Middle East. And I'm talking about the Ba'athist Saddam Hussein. I'm talking about the socialist secularist Muammar Gaddafi. I'm talking about the secularist Mubarak. All right? I mean, do you understand, folks, that NATO and America caused this particular problem in the Middle East, and it's a disgrace. All right? And now you got the leftists over there in Europe utilizing this to infiltrate their own people so that they can expand their totalitarian rule over its domestic population. And that's the same thing that Obama and the leftists are doing here in America, and you people need to wake up. You need to smell the damn coffee and realize that this election is that important, and that's why Donald Trump must be elected. He must be elected. He must be elected. He has the last stand against these damn bureaucrats. Anyway, let's take a couple more callers here before we get out of here. 210 Radio Graffiti.
Oh, Ghost Star. Or should I say John Conquest?
Yeah, here we go with the John Conquest stuff. All right, yeah. You know, I mean, why do y'all think I'm John Conquest? I mean, that sounds like a pornographic movie name or something. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ, that sounds like somebody who's like, you know, swinging like, you know, a 10-inch long head, you know, getting ready to be a stunt cock or something like, hey, John Conquest, stunt cock. Anyway, sorry, folks. It's Radio Graffiti, so they're bringing me down to their level. Anyway, Burn Castle Witch, Radio Graffiti.
So the question we're asking everybody is, would you have sex with Donald Trump?
No, I would not have sex with Donald Trump.
So this isn't a man you would have sex with?
Yeah, right. Are you kidding me? Let me tell you something, man. I'm not saying all women are like this, but unfortunately in today's feminist America, almost most women have a price, all right? You throw a couple of Benjamins on the floor, all of a sudden, they're dropping trowel, baby, all right? Give me a freaking break. They're dropping trowel. They're dropping trowel for freaking Gucci purses, all right? Give me a freaking break. 712 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost. Thanks for supporting the candy. He's going to lose general in the election next.
I didn't understand you. 610 Radio Graffiti. Wait, we can't even understand you, jerk dick. 502 Radio Graffiti.
Well, guten Tag, Ghost. Would you like some My Good into Second Tarvis?
I don't even know what the hell you said. I know you said Guten Tag, but that's all I got. 812 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost.
What?
Yeah, what do you think about these talk show hosts? You know, like Stephen Colbert or
Well, I think Stephen Colbert and the whole nighttime talk circuit is ridiculous. And in my personal opinion, I don't like John Oliver either. Where does this stupid limey get off thinking that he can make such dramatic critiques on America? You're a freaking immigrant, for Christ's sake. You should be deported, John Oliver, or whatever the stupid fruity limey ass name is. Anyway, for Christ's sake, I am out of here, for Christ's sake. I am not letting these people ruin my Baller Friday. It's Miller time, baby. It's Baller Friday. I hope that you celebrate the weekend. Follow me on Twitter, folks. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. Politics Ghost, all one word, no underscores. And, of course, bookmark the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. It's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Anyway, it was a great Baller Friday. Same place, same time this Monday, baby. Remember, this Sunday, the chalkening. This Sunday, the chalkening, baby. It's happening. The Capitalist Army, it's nationwide. It's worldwide, baby. I can't wait. I'm hyped. I'm out of here.
That isn't just the sound of the 2016 Mercedes-Benz C-Class high-strength steel and aluminum frame being formed. It's the sound of conviction. Conviction that created a lighter, quicker, and more efficient C-Class, whose beautiful form commands attention, while its more powerful, fuel-efficient engine demands to be driven. This is what conviction sounds like. Now, discover what it feels like in a 2016 Mercedes-Benz C-Class.